I've been watching the recent Games Done Quick, where speedrunners all blast through their favourite video games to raise money for charity. I caught up to CovertMuffin's Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos Night Elf campaign speedrun and wanted to make a video about just how good it is. I highly suggest you first watch CovertMuffin's speedrun over at the Twitch and YouTube links that I've provided in the video description below. Then check back here for my highlights of CovertMuffin's speedrun. With visual aids, I'll help demonstrate some of the tricks that he used, although he does a fantastic job explaining it as he's speedrunning anyway. CovertMuffin has done multiple speedruns of Warcraft 3 in previous GDQs, and in this one he goes all out to teach the viewers as he plays. If you're new or a veteran of Warcraft 3, there is a lot to learn here. You'll learn Warcraft 3 fundamentals and mechanics, such as how to draw and maintain aggro, hotkey control, what Night Elf buildings can do, what units do, their pros and cons, and how you can use them effectively along with their abilities, how maps work and affect your gameplay with trigger systems, how to manipulate AI by attacking allied units to take aggro away from enemy units, particularly useful for low health units attacking high health units, how upkeep affects gold earn, and to sacrifice units to stay under the food cap to circumvent gold loss. So, without further ado, I'll highlight my favourite moments from the speedrun, starting with the first mission. Here CovertMuffin explains drawing and maintaining aggro, as well as later resetting the enemy's hero's position by forcing him to cast a spell so he stands still and won't return to base.
Boom, I just picked up some healing wards and I'm going to quick save the game.
So be it.
So, if I attack a unit, I basically make all these guys mad, which is also known as drawing aggro. So when these enemies aggro onto me, they are going to keep following me as long as I continue to attack one of the units every 5 seconds. Also, there is a stipulation that I have to keep them close enough to hit me, but I'm trying to keep the hero just slightly behind these first few units. Okay, this looks good. I'm going to save again. And it's very important that I don't click on one of the footmen. If I click on one of the footmen, what will end up happening is a bunch of extra units will end up spawning, and then it's bad. And the other thing I was doing was actually single targeting that one grunt in order for that paladin to heal them. What this is actually going to cause them to do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. I'm gonna wait for him to get far enough away, and then we're gonna start. Okay, awesome. So attacking this paladin now is going to cause him to activate Divine Shield, so he's invulnerable to all damage, and I'm not allowed to target him. However, you'll notice that he isn't running back to the base. So if I break aggro, they go back to a certain checkpoint, okay? However, but because I got this paladin to use a single spell, it ended up causing the paladin to set a new checkpoint for them to run back to after aggro stops. So I'm basically able to keep him here while the army runs all the way back to the base.
Moving on is the tense snatch and grab gameplay of quickly attacking caches to loot their items whilst narrowly dodging a Doomguard's cripple spell by inches.
Okay, save,
go.
Okay, so if one of them aggroes on me, what they'll do is they'll cast a spell. Oh, this is the tight part. Okay, it's not over yet. I'm gonna try and get one more item.
So be it.
Oh, come on. Oh my, all right, that was unbelievably close. I cannot tell you how insanely close that was. So if he had cast cripple there, I would have like moved at a crawl pace and would have had to like reload all the way back and maybe restarted the mission. Oh, come on. So I'm really glad that didn't happen. But he went to cast the spell, and then I just barely got out of range.
This next clip is about drawing aggro of a large amount of enemy units by using the long-range ballista to pull them back, whilst Tarunda and the Huntresses attack a nearby allied building on the map, the Entangled Goldmine, to cause most of the enemy mobs to ignore them, allowing them access to the next stage where otherwise it would not be doable.
And here, what I'm going to end up doing is taking these ballistae and attacking this third tower. Then having Tarund attack and these Huntresses in army building, what'll end up happening is most of these units are, as you can see, ignoring the Huntresses and running after the ballistae. And this was found by a runner whose screen name is Blasterboard. And this is sort of a common mechanic of attacking allied units to take aggro away from my enemy units. Then attacking this gate is going to bring me into the Zen base, hit the trigger to spawn the end cutscene of the mission, and voila. We are already 2 missions down, going into mission number 3.
Next up, Tarunda levels from 1 to 4. I don't fully understand it, but hey, it's cool. I think it really only works on the original Reign of Chaos before the existence of Reforged, but enjoy.
Then what I'm actually going to end up doing is leveling up Tyrande. And you'll notice that Tyrande actually went from level 1 all the way to level 4. And you might think that's a little bit weird, but actually in the campaigns itself, if you don't level up a unit and you go to a future mission, it'll actually skip levels. So not only did I have to spend less experience per level, but I got like past 2 levels just simply because I upgraded the unit at a little bit of a later time. So that's a really, really cool strat. And that actually comes into play in some of the other campaigns as well.
Now, we will see careful attention to detail, setting up units to give space and not block one another when traveling due to factors like body blocking if too close, as well as different movement speeds.
Now I'm going to start setting up my units, which is actually going to be really important. So units in this game actually move at various different speeds. So it's going to be incredibly important that there are 2 conditions. One is that things are not bordering each other. And the second is that they have a little bit space and distance between them.
I thought this next bit was clever, making the most of everything to get the job done. Unloading economy wisps from the base to make use of them to aggro the orc army and waste some attacks from the enemy, saving some precious hit points and time.
Alright, so here is the little bit of extra safety. I'm going to quick save here, and I'm just going to bring all these wisps in and have them have a party. Yep, so they're now going to be having a party, and I'm going to start running everything all the way through. Yep, there they go. Ooh, look at these tasty wisps. Yes, definitely attack those instead of my army units.
Elves are stronger than we thought.
Okay. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to have damaged units in the back end up attacking higher health units that are in the front. Because attacking your own unit actually is a way of taking away enemy aggro.
Next is careful manipulation, forcing the opponent's unit to cast its spell, in this case, dragging 3 to 5 units within reach of each other to proc a Frost Nova onto Tyrande to reduce the overall damage taken to the army, since spells do 30% less damage to heroes.
I'm going to bring Tyrande and 3 to 5 units in order to lure this Nova attack from the enemy boss onto Tyrande itself. Next, placing down another healing ward. 3 to 5 units in order to lure this Nova attack from the enemy boss onto Tyrande itself. Next, placing down another healing ward.
Now a simple but effective use of summons as scouting units to trigger offense to push the mission faster by gaining 2 units earlier.
And I'm going to take this Treant here, which I am going to name Trent, and we are going to go on a magical journey up here. So here I'm going to use Trent to actually activate this cutscene here and try and micro past these furbolgs in order to spawn some army units. Then we are going to move over. And as I mentioned, so there was the trigger to spawn those units for my army.
It's time for clever use of opportunities from previous missions, such as buying a town portal earlier to speed ahead later by traveling past path-blocking terrain using the range of town portal and a hungry tree of life.
And you a little bit over further to the right, and you to the left. Okay, so now that I scouted out this area, this tree has a radius that I am allowed to cast a scroll town portal. So if I cast it here, what would end up happening is all the army units would teleport right here. So what I am going to do is I am going to cast it right up here into this cliff ledge, or this cliff ledge. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And it is going to teleport all of my units. However, the closest possible walkable ground is actually going to land us in the enemy base itself.
Next is foresight. It's future planning by protecting units to potentially make the most from them. Keeping a Dryad alive in case slow is cast on Furion so it can be dispelled quickly to keep Furion pushing on.
Then coming over here to this door, we have some like sludge monsters. It's going to be really important that I want to try and keep one of these Dryads alive, or that I just get through this door really, really quickly. Otherwise, Okay, good. Otherwise, they can actually end up casting slow on Furion, and that is not great.
In this next clip, we see careful positioning regarding triggers to move past potential blocking from creeps, denying the skeletons from wasting any further time from having to kill them.
My heart like stopped beating for like a moment. I was like, oh man, can we do it? And I believe we can. Come on, Twitch chat. Get there. All right. So coming through here, I actually stood outside of the trigger zone to spawn these skeletons in order to destroy the door first. And doing so actually allowed me to get out of there. If I hadn't have done that, the skeletons would have come in to snuggle me.
I always like thinking outside the box, and here destroying trees so the ballista can siege down the demon gate with Illidan's help was fun to see, even if things got a bit spicy at times.
So I am cutting out these trees because before we're allowed to actually go and fight the big scary demon dude, Futurino, we have to actually take down this demon gate.
A simple one now, but effective nonetheless. Always be considering how to reduce damage taken, in this case, blocking access to the hero by enemy creeps.
So we'll see what ends up happening here. But there I'm going to aggro Tichondrius, and then I'm going to bring him back. Nice, he didn't summon Infernals. Yes, okay, great. Yes. Okay, this is good, okay.
Now a taster for the last mission, for why you should definitely go and watch CovertMuffin's speedrun if you haven't done so already.
Right at the start of the mission, we would like run Tyrande down and end up causing her to lay a bunch of mines to destroy all these structures and all of the acolytes. If you do this, what'll end up happening is it soft locks the enemy's AI from being capable of actually producing more army units. And so the spawns that actually normally like warp in and such, those also end up getting canceled out as well. I'm going to intentionally destroy Jaina's castle.
I'll let you see for yourselves how the rest of that level plays out. Just check the video description here or the pinned comment for a link to the video. Also, a shout out to the runners responsible for helping CovertMuffin complete this speedrun. 1826, Savasuka, Sajiki, and Blasterpord. Apologies if I missed anyone else. I just wanted to highlight an awesome piece of Warcraft 3 history here, as I'm sure you will enjoy it. So thanks for watching, and leave a comment showing your support over at the Games Done Quick video. Thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thanks to my patrons at patreon.com/WTiiWarcraft for your support. Take care.